And hello, welcome to Kisma and the Dark Yogi. We are going to talk about magic and miracles. Hello, this is Kisma and welcome to Kisma and the Dark Yogi, brought to you by sourcemovement.com. We're here for people who want to be radically authentic and courageously vulnerable. So whether you're a yoga teacher, entrepreneur, or leader building a tribe, we're here to get your energy and mindset positioned for success. No more stress, no more lack of energy. It's time to lead with your full potential. Our intention is to leave the world a better place than we found it and inspire you to do the same. So hey, if this message in our podcast resonates with you and you've not already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to Kisma and the Dark Yogi on iTunes. And while you're at it, give us a rating and let us know what you think. If you have someone in your life that would enjoy this conversation, share it with them. Want more information about the movement? Just go to sourcemovement.com. So let's get started, and I hope you enjoy this episode of Kisma and the Dark Yogi. All right, everyone, welcome. Thanks for checking out Kisma and the Dark Yogi. I've got Nick Hansinger, aka the Dark Yogi, and well, we've got some news coming up about that later on. But magic and miracles.
Well, this was inspired by the Einstein quote, where he says, one way to live is as if nothing is a miracle. And the other way is to live as if everything is a miracle.
Yeah.
And when I think about like magic and miracles and everyday living, I just think it's so easy, especially in our computerized world, to get caught in like the mundane.
Right.
I'm sending the emails, I'm having these communications, I got a busy life, I'm doing these things and all that kind of stuff. And we lose sight of the magic and the miracles in everyday living.
Right.
And, one of our clients, Chris Riley, you go to RileyCreates.com. She just launched a new website, and she has such a gift for bringing out the magic of just simple, mundane objects through photography and art. Mm-hmm. And it was really through that conversation that I think inspired this for me, some conversations that I've had with her. Well, anyway, when I think about it, what do you want to create in your life? And where you focus, like what you focus your attention on really, really matters. And so if you're just looking at mundane things and just kind of seeing it for normal everyday stuff and kind of losing sight of that magic, why then would you be able to have more magic and miracles in your life?
Why would you even see it? If
Right.
you're not expecting to see miracles and magic every day, why would you ever see it?
You would never see it, right?
Yeah.
And to me, like, that's just such a bland way of living.
Yeah.
Like, it just sucks for,
Yeah.
and I can only speak for myself. It's boring and it lacks sparkle and it shuts off my creativity.
Totally.
Like, it really
Right.
shuts off my creativity. But when you think about it, just to step kind of into my head and my world, when I look at it, I just think how freaking amazing. People say they don't believe in magic or this energy stuff is too woo-woo, but you pick up your cell phone,
Yeah.
right? And then you can call somebody.
I'm messaging my daughter in United Arab Emirates.
All the way on the other side of the world.
Instantly.
Right? Instantly. That's
cool.
insane. Like, if that's not magical, like, I don't know what is, right? And that's pure energy. Like, that's being invisibly transmitted to the other side of the world. Like, that's crazy, man.
Different kind of waves, people. Well, let me share this story too. We have another client who was with us in our Maui intensive, and we taught her how to read her higher self energy signature. So it's a really cool process that we teach at all our intensives, like how to get answers from your higher self. And she just messaged us, Kim. It was such a great message. She was on the beach because she actually lives in Hawaii. And she saw this woman being surrounded by, I think it was her sons or her family. And the woman was crying and they were giving her a hug. And she realized, oh my gosh, something not good happened. And Kim she's a very personable person. She was just called to go over and she's like, can I help? And the woman said, well, I lost my engagement ring. I guess she was going on a second wedding or something. And they had looked all around and Kim's like, well, I've got a bunch of kids with me. I'm going to bring them over. We're going to start looking. And then she remembered the higher self. So she tapped in
She read the energy, and what came to her was, you're not, the ring is not right here where you're looking. And within 3 minutes, she found it.
Yeah.
Because she was willing then to see, all right, it's not right here where everybody thinks it is, and it makes the most sense. Her higher self is like, no. And she turns away and walks a few feet over and finds the ring. If that isn't freaking magic, it's so much fun, people.
It's so
much
cool.
fun.
It's like so cool. Like, what a neat thing, you know? If that's not a magic, or if that's not a miracle, like, I don't know what is. Did it save somebody's life? Like, not necessarily, but it
Made
saved
someone really happy.
Yeah, it really changed that lady's day, you know?
Right.
And that's something I think that all of us forget, that we have that power within us. We have that ability within us.
We do.
All the time.
Right.
All the time. And what I would really encourage everybody to do is to start tuning your senses and tuning your perception to see miracles.
Yes. To expect them.
They're right there.
They are right there.
Like, think about your eye. Or we're on a podcast. Let's think about the ear, right? And what a miracle this is. Now, not only are we being beamed across the airwaves, you know, all the way into your computer or your device in order for you to hear this message, like, that in itself is pretty incredible. The fact that you found this is, you know, incredible. The fact that we're talking about, you know, a message just for you is incredible. Like, how is all that coming together? But then besides that, you know, I speak a word, it goes electronically and gets encoded into this device, and then it goes out to you, and then it hits your ear, and then you can suddenly translate all of these sounds into abstract ideas, and then, like, who's actually doing that?
Yeah,
like,
who is doing that?
How is that happening? And they call it in the Vedas the ear of the ear. Like, what is in there? That, like, what is enlivening that to happen? Like,
right.
That's a freaking miracle. And think about all the thousands and millions of helping hands that were necessary to make the devices, to develop the technology, to develop speech. And these concepts, and to deliver these teachings all the way through the eons, so that we could have it, and then we could speak it, and then you could have it too, and so that it could be shared.
Yeah,
that is
love it.
It's incredible. Like, there's miracles upon miracles upon miracles, like, everywhere we go. You know, put the key in your car,
turn it.
That's crazy.
Sometimes you don't even have to put the key in your car. You just press this little button.
Yeah. Well, yeah. The key in the car. That's old school now.
That's old school,
right? Now you just push the button.
And, you know, think about the beauty, everyone. When you approach other people, whether it's your children or your spouse or your partners or your friends, and you are willing to see the miracles, do you not think that's going to be so much more exciting and inspiring for them? Like, teach your children to see the miracles and to appreciate every single moment, because man, in today's world, and I know we've said this before, what is it? Like, in one day, we're receiving as much information as our parents had in a year.
Yeah.
Something crazy like that.
Like 174 newspapers worth of information.
Is that so?
It's insane.
Are we pausing and pondering and really being in that present moment of, wow, this is a miracle right now. I'm breathing, I'm seeing, I'm loving, I'm connecting, I'm learning, I'm doing whatever. Like, this is a miracle. And once you start seeing that, you'll be so pleasantly surprised at all the other miracles and magic that start appearing around you.
These little synchronicities, right? And those are the things, you know, if you have a business, right, and you're looking for business opportunities, those things showing up and those little synchronicities and how that works, like, that stuff, it's really important for your business.
Right.
Like, it's so important because otherwise you're just like forcing and you're trying to do it this way and do it that way. And I think that's the way a lot of people start to live, is like, these are the things that I'm supposed to do because that makes logical sense and okay. But what's happening is when you put a thought out there and resonate at a certain frequency, you start to attract those things into your life. Like, they're right there.
Right.
You know, and it really takes you being attuned to it to open up the conversation, to say hi to that person that you wouldn't normally say hi to. Or just the other day, we were walking down the street in Encinitas, and I just wandered into that store.
Cool guy, Scott.
Yeah, and we met this amazing guy to bring us in to do some talks for
Yeah.
people and to share
Build
more.
some community. It was awesome.
Yeah,
It was like instant click.
It's such an amazing conversation. And we hadn't been in that store in months. It had
No.
changed hands since then. And I really I don't even know why I was walking in.
You just went in.
Just basically just
Yeah.
wandered in. So
Oh, well, here's the other one. Okay, before we go, here's another really cool magic and miracle. A month ago, we were something in Encinitas, right? There's a little energy there. We were walking, just doing a little shopping, and I was texting my siblings about Tesla, right? So we have an ongoing sort of family thing because Tesla was supposedly Tesla's mother was my grandmother's sister. And we were just joking about Tesla coils. And I'm like, I want a Tesla coil. I want one of those. And wasn't even 5 minutes. We turned into a store, little art gallery, kind of knick-knack shop, really nice. Nick walks over to this table with some beautiful art pieces and some jewelry. And I see this necklace, and on the front, it had Metatron's cube or symbol.
Metatron's cube, yeah.
And on the back, I'm like, oh. And then I see this other one, and there's this little coil. And the woman comes over, and she's like, oh, these are all created by an artist in Northern California named Branch Ellison. And he embeds a Tesla coil in each piece. I was like, you've got to be kidding me.
And he loves sacred geometry. All of his pieces are based on sacred geometry.
I had so that was instant manifestation.
Instant manifestation.
Of course, we bought two.
And yeah, of course. I wear it all the time.
I know.
I love wearing it. But I mean, that's so cool, and that's happening all the time. That is the nature of the universe, right? That is the nature of the world that we live in.
It really is.
We just call them miracles because it doesn't conform to what we normally think things are.
Right.
It seems abnormal, but it's simply, I really believe that it's not that it's abnormal. It's just that we are not attuned to seeing that.
Yeah.
And once we're attuned to seeing it, that's where you find so much more grace in your living, so much more ease, and so much more fun. Yeah. And to me, that's the sparkle of living. That's the amazingness of the human experience.
Love it. Awesome.
So, yeah, what I would call to action today for everybody is just look around and really start to ponder some of the miracles that are showing up in your life. And if it feels like everything's really not going your way right now, come back to those simple things. You can see, you can hear, imagine all the things that need to happen just for your body to sustain itself, and you don't even have to think about that.
Yeah, and finally, I remember one trip to India, Swami Parthasarathy said, you can measure the spirituality of a man or a woman by how he or she reacts to the most simplest thing in nature. In other words, if it takes Niagara Falls for a human to be like, oh, wow, that's awesome, you're not attuned to miracles. Look at that little petal on a flower or the blade of grass, and there's the miracle.
So beautiful.
Awesome.
Live that way, everybody.
Yep.
Have a great day. Namaste.
Namaste.